guys, it's Megan, and today I get to nerd out more about the highly anticipated new serger from Pfaff, which is the Pfaff Admire Air 7000. Here at Rocky Mountain Sewing and Vacuum, we have been eagerly awaiting this machine, and I can't wait to show you all the cool features with it. It is going to be a 5-thread air thread serger. It has a knee lift, which raises and lowers your presser feet. That sound right there was it doing the auto tensioning, so releasing the tension discs and re-engaging them. Something cool that I noticed when I sat down with it is the hand wheel actually has a little bit of silicone on it, so I can grip it really well. Also, externally, there is a nice colored touchscreen on here, which I'm going to go more in depth with you guys. And then not to mention, since it's a 5-thread serger, you can do cover stitch, overlocking, rolled hems, 5-thread safety stitch, 26 different stitches that are on this machine. Right now, they have it threaded for a 4-thread overlock. And what Pfaff does is they actually have it tied in the box ready to go for you. And I thought it would be better if we threaded it together to give it a test run. Something else that they improved, which I think is nice, is they actually have this big, beautiful handle to carry the serger, and they tucked it away so that when you thread the serger, the threads go over the top. In some past models, you used to have to go around the handle, so I think it's a really great improvement that they've done here. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off here. And as a serger teacher, I really like to chain off, so I'm going to go ahead and let her dry. All right, and we are out of that. Going to use that fabric later, but I'm going to go ahead and open her up, and you can see the inside of this machine. It's a beautiful purple color, and then right here it's all white. In order to thread it, I'm going to move this little lever right here to the threading position. And then I believe I move the hand wheel until it clicks into place and I can't move it anymore. From here, I'm going to go ahead and thread. I'm going to do my red path first, which is going to be this guy. Oop. If I'm taller than the table, that might help. There we go. Click it. I'm going to bring it down and around the little loop here. Now with an air thread, I normally bring it down to about my thigh, put it up here, put it a little bit in the hole there. Then you just press a button, and over here, all done. Not enough lip, it looks like. Do that a little smoother. There she goes. And we are done with thread number 1. I'm going to raise that presser foot up while I'm doing this, thinking about it. Then we're going to go to thread number 2, which is going to be the green path. Do the same exact thing. Bring this down. If I don't drop the tail, bring it back up, stick it in the green, press the button, and there it goes. And I can use the tweezers that they added here to pull that out. And then I can actually get my hand in there to put the thread all the way to the back. Now, something you might notice is up here, there's a couple divots. So I can actually stick my tweezers right there so they're not always tucked away. And, were I smart, could actually put my scissors right there as well so that they're both nice and easy in a place that I can grab it. From here, for 4-thread overlock, which is what we're threaded for right now, I am done. So I can deactivate the threading so that I can once again move my hand wheel. Now we go to the needles. So I always do right needle first, bring it around, click it into the blue path. Oops, I guess we still need it open. I'm going to bring it down into the side. I always go in the back part. There's a guide here, a guide here. Oops. Bring it back here. And then it does come with a little needle threader tool. So I'm going to use that. Yep, I've got that right. Go through. And then I'm done with needle number 1. I'm going to stand up to grab this one. Just a little. There we go. I'm going to do my last needle here. Click it into place, bring it down, up and around, through here, bring it through the guide. Oop. There we go. Grab my threader, and then I'll have needle number 2, and we'll be ready to roll. right here, if I get my threads organized, I can now close that door, bring all my threads to the back, oops, and I am threaded for 4-thread overlock. It does also have a razor back here that I can just go ahead and cut those threads, make it a little more organized. I'm just going to borrow the edge of this, put it underneath. I myself like the knee lift to raise and lower the foot, and then we just press go. There we go. If I don't miss the razor, that would help. Lift up that presser foot, and there it is, stitching absolutely beautifully. So, as of right now, I have it on the default settings on the machine, which is going to be for 4-thread overlock. We just rethreaded it from scratch in no time flat, which was fantastic. And then from there, there's a lot of cool features that we can go on as well. So we're going to talk about that screen here, which I think is a fantastic thing that they've added to this machine. In the door, they did actually add a little stylus, so I can actually touch it here. And the screen is packed with a ton of information in there. So the screen here, you can tell right up top here, it actually tells me what stitch is selected, gives me a little diagram of the stitch, what needle types I should use and what positions it should be in, how wide of a stitch width I should be at. Right here is going to be my tension so that I can change and alter each one individually. I just press on the one I want to switch and go from there. I can press that little tension button to close it again. Right here, this is actually a speed control. So if you're not a speedy sewer as I am, you can reduce that speed so it doesn't go as fast. Or if you do like to be a speed demon like me, you can go as fast as you can. You can also adjust your differential and your stitch length right here. So the differential is great if you're trying to do stretchy fabrics. And of course the stitch length is wonderful if you're doing a rolled hem or trying to base something together, makes it a lot easier. Now something that I like, since it's a 5-thread serger, we're going to go over the t-shirt hemline as well, which is the cover stitch. So what I can do is I can tell the machine, I'm going to click on the words right there and it gives me a whole list of all the different stitches available. So for this, I'm going to go to number 24, which is cover stitch wide. If I press that, it kind of opens up my information page, which you can always get to by pressing the I button right there. And it actually shows me a diagram of what that stitch looks like and what thread paths I'm going to thread. If I go into I number 1, it also tells me all the different settings I'm going to need to change. So for this, it's telling me I'm going to need the cover B. So if I open this up and take this off, there's a little tiny A right there. I'm going to put that to the side. And here's my cover stitch one, which has a B. So then I have to slide it into place here. I'm going to scooch it a little off the edge of the table. There we go. B is disengage the blade. So I just pull it out and flip it around. The upper looper converter is going to be open, which it looks like we're already at. Your stitch finger is going to move to position R. Your presser foot pusher is going to be at N, which you can adjust over here. Looks like I'm already at N. And then right here, we're going to disengage the upper looper. So that is actually hiding all the way down here. You just kind of push that lever. I believe we push it down and pull it across. Bear with me. I believe it needs to be in the correct position to do it. Yep, there we go. So you do have to move your hand wheel until it's tucked away before it'll click into place. Number 2 actually gives me a brief description on what that stitch is for. So for cover stitch wide, it recommends stretch fabrics and for decorative effects, which for the most part, when I do cover stitch wide, that is exactly what I'm trying to do. From here, I'm going to go back to that first section and rethread the thread paths it tells me to. So it wants yellow, red, and purple. Oops. Just going to put that to the side there. As always, I'm going to go ahead, oops, not used to my scissors being up there, cut my threads. Go ahead and pull those guys out. It's always a tricky one in there. Come on, little needle. There it goes. There we go. And tuck those to the side. And now I'm ready to go ahead and thread. So, out of habit, I always do my loopers first and then my needles. So the first one I'm going to do is actually going to be the purple thread path, which is this last one here we haven't played with. So, if I do that, I'm going to bring that here. Should put my scissors back in their spot. Click it into place. Bring it down to my thigh. Put the thread here, a little bit through there. Whoops, unless I drop it, which I'm really good at doing. There we go. Press the button, and if you look, whoops, you know, it doesn't work if you don't tell the machine you're threading. So that is something you always got to watch out for on an air threader. So now that I'm in place, you heard the click, press it, there we go, and there's my thread. So I'm then going to go to the red path, which is going to be my third one. Click it into place, follow it for the needles, and kind of scoot over here so I can reach. Oop, and you know what? If I had switched to this screen right here, it would have reminded me that I need to change the needle position as well. I'm going to do that while I'm thinking about it. So personally, I like to change one needle at a time. So I'm going to move A to C. So if you've never seen a 5-thread cover stitch machine before, what happens is that they actually give you 5 needle positions that you can put your needles in. So when you switch from an overlock to a cover stitch, you have to put it in the right position so that that chain looper actually loops and creates the stitch for you. So that's what I forgot to do. Now we should be right in the right position, and I can actually thread that right needle. So bring that over, thread it, there we go. And there's needle number 1. And once again, I remembered the stitch or the position because of this up here. And we've got one more to go. Got it right here. And as you can tell, most of the time if people have to switch their 5-thread machine to a different one, they get kind of frustrated and mad at all the different steps. This one makes it nice and easy so you don't have to stress out about it, which is fantastic. We're going to bring it right over here. Perfect. Put my needles through. And with that, I've got all my settings changed. I'm ready to go. Just take it off of threading mode, close everything up, and I'm ready to cover stitch. So, cover stitch you most traditionally see on like the hems of your t-shirts or dresses or even around your necklines here. So, this is usually where I would use that stitch. Oops, I'm going to go ahead and drop the presser foot here. And then I'm going to use my foot control, and here we go. You heard it calibrate the tension. There we go. Got my tails in there. Whoops. I'm a pro at that. Backwards. Bring it up. I always kind of pull the threads and give them a little trim. Pull it through the back. Cut it off. And I've got a beautiful cover stitch. And it took me no time to set that up. All I did was follow the instructions on the screen. So, this machine just turns out to be really fun. It's nice and easy. It does the tension for you for the most part. You can override it if you need to. It does 26 different stitches. I think I forgot to mention, if you open that door right here, it shows you all of the different stitches that are available. Not to mention it gives you a quick reminder on how to get the air threading going, and then what positions it needs to deactivate the upper looper and reactivate the upper looper, which is fantastic. Just a quick little cheat sheet, not to mention they have that quick start guide for you for a cheat sheet as well. It just makes it really easy and less scary to thread your 5-thread serger to be able to do all sorts of different projects, be it garments, quilting, be it, you know, crazy decorative tablecloths, everything. I definitely recommend checking it out in one of our stores. I know all of us are very enthusiastic to show you. And if you have questions, let us know. Thanks for joining me.